believe that the wisdom is within the people. I started this project to uncover what others have learned along their journey in hopes that it might help somebody else.
It's a real health, happiness, and wealth, if you don't mind.
True indeed.
Always important. Always important to have them things. You seem to be very, very pro Tampa. I don't know if you're from Tampa or what the deal is, but why do you have like such a, I don't know, push to want to see things work? You're always positive when it comes to like any events or anybody coming up or anything like that. You know, are you just wanting to see the Bay Area, or is it just like in general you want to see people do well? Like, what is it that it has a vibe?
Yeah, I mean, I like seeing people win, and
Yeah.
you know, to answer, I guess your question your first question, pretty much from Tampa my whole life. Was born in Puerto Rico, but my family's been here
Forever and ever, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, man. Not only do I like to see people win, I mean, of course, you know, it's special when it's home team. You know what I'm saying? So I'm rooting for the home team. Plus, I mean, we got some heat out here.
We
man.
really do.
We got some heat out here, dog. Like, I don't know.
What do you think is holding it back? Or maybe it's not being held back, but we don't see that the things that are doing well, like those stories aren't being told maybe. Or do you think that it is kind of held back? Like we're not getting that, Tampa's not getting that full shine or something like that?
I'm not sure if it's maybe business, the business side of things, you know?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you know, talent is only half the battle with everything. Art, music, you know what I'm saying? Fashion, you know, that's only half of it, you know what I mean? So maybe it's the business side of things. Like, I'm not the best, you know what I'm saying, at business. I'm not the most business savvy person either, so,
Yeah.
you know, I could be part of the problem, you know?
Oh, and I've heard that before too. I mean, I would like for things to be on the up and up when it comes to that too. It just seems like there's a lot of, we've seen like generations of people who like had the torch, and like now those generations are now kind of like, they're no longer in the positions to take it to the next level.
Right, it's like we don't capitalize on,
you know what I'm saying?
on the wave.
So it's like if they didn't do it in their time, then how can we learn from what they didn't do and make sure that the new ones who got, you know, all the newest of what we have today that they didn't have or whatever, like how can we make sure they get advanced to go to the next level? I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough because, I mean, people gotta want to learn from the history,
Yeah.
you know? A lot of people act like they have all the answers, and we definitely don't. None of us do, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you seem to have like a lot of your business together. Like I don't know how many gigs you have right now, bro, but it seems like your name is on every flyer that I see. So I don't know what's different about how you move versus other people, or what are you doing to make sure that you do keep your name on every flyer? Like, what are you doing?
I don't know. I guess just bringing a good product, I guess. I'm not really sure. I think, you know, even for like, you know, what I'm doing right now, what you're talking about is DJing, of course, but before that, you know, I was known for like producing and stuff like that. And
sure.
Just like you kind of mentioned before, I would be at a lot of events and, you know, showing support to many things. So even before people even knew I did beats, they would recognize me from just being out and,
right.
you know what I'm saying, networking, I guess you would call it. But I kind of, you know, making my name in the scene, and then as a producer, you know, doing battles or just producing for a lot of people in the city, that also kind of helped with my name.
Went to the next thing.
So then, like, once I became back on DJing, it was like I already had a name for myself, so that helped. You know what I'm saying? Even though, you know, that's not gonna be automatic, because
No, it's not.
people are like, oh, you do this? That doesn't mean you're good. You know what I'm saying? So, so I guess I'm lucky because what I do is what I like for the most part, and other people seem to like it, you know?
I can understand that. I mean, if anything, people, I think, should be able to learn from that. But at the same time, if it's networking can only take you so far. You have to have, I guess, like a back end maybe. Like even with us, it's kind of like you can have all the outward promotion that you want to have, but if you're not retaining your client base, or if you're not making sure that, people find a reason that they need to come back to you, you're getting better equipment, or you're getting better music in this case, or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is that a part of what you're also doing? And like, are you making sure that, hey, yeah, I don't know, you're making phone calls to people or something? I don't know. I see you on new stuff, let alone like your regular kind of syndicated stuff that you're doing now too. Right. So like, is your new business coming from like, I started going to these chamber meetings now or something? I don't know.
Not really. I mean, a lot of it is just, so I guess it's a little different. Well, maybe it's not that different. I would say maybe it's a little different with music, because with music, it's when people hear it and they like it, it's almost like a word of mouth type of thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And sharing and all that. But I mean, I guess the same could be said for plenty of other things. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just, I think it's just got to be the right people. And another thing to think about though is people who, you can't treat anything like it's too small.
What you mean? Like events, like...
Yeah, events, anything. People, you never know who that person is. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like a problem with, or it used to be a problem, I don't know if it still is a problem. It used to be a problem with like performers, like rappers and stuff, would be like, they wouldn't put the same into it if the crowd didn't show up.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what you're saying, yeah.
And out of those 5 people, one of those people could have been somebody to put you on to something else or another show, or, you know what I'm saying?
So you make sure you bring it every single time.
Yeah,
no matter if it's 5 people in the crowd, 5,000, you're
Yeah.
making sure that you keep up on, like, I'm gonna give it my best go, no matter what it is. Okay, I can get with that. I can't say that there's anything more important than that, but that definitely is a major portion of it too. Because I think people will kind of discredit something because it didn't turn out the way that the promoter said, or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, one question I have wrote down that I did want to ask is that I read recently that your strengths will only take you as far as your weaknesses allow. What do you feel that your weaknesses are?
Laziness.
What?
Laziness, yeah. Like, I mean, I do a lot. Mm-hmm. I do a lot, but I feel like I do a lot when it's, how do I put this? When it's like work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a good worker, but I'm lazy when I'm off. You know what I'm saying? So
basically,
if I know like I have to do something, I'm gonna do it. But if it's like up to me to like self-manage myself to do some things, sometimes I'm procrastinating on that. You know what I mean? So that's a weakness to me. You know what I'm saying? Even though I mean, some might say I'm doing more than others.
I was gonna say that's hard to tell. Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got their own personal goals too, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always feel like I could be doing more.
That's how you should feel, I think.
Yeah.
You should never feel like it's complete, it's done, and I can sit back and not do anything ever. You should always have something to do. It's like when you stop having purpose, I have come to believe that that's when like life is like taken away from you. When you don't take, possession of your life in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, I guess my struggle is, it's like a battle between productivity and free time. And I guess that's where I get the laziness from, because sometimes I'll choose the free time, which isn't a bad thing.
No, because you got to relax.
You can't run yourself ragged.
Yeah, you got to reset. Yeah.
So it just, I don't know. It's hard to tell when is the right thing to do and when
is that really a weakness? That doesn't even sound like it's even a weakness. Not really.
I don't know. I just feel like, I guess I have some, like I said earlier, I have like some personal goals that I want to achieve, and I just feel like I'm not doing enough to meet it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Very, very true. I can get with that, man. I can get with that. If anything, there's a certain I guess trend, or a certain like tempo, if you will, of what's happening in Tampa right now. Mm-hmm. Things are really starting to come up. There's a lot of change, a lot of, people will say renaissance, whatever you want to call it. Are you positioning yourself now to be a part of that change? as far as like all these new venues popping up, you know, all this stuff in Channel Side, for example, downtown? Like, are you watching that consciously?
I am watching it, and I'm also, I guess, not forcing myself to be a part of it, but I am fortunate enough that the people that are doing that are noticing me.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So I might, you know, like things are happening, and even like if I'm not like directly dealing with the venue, I might be dealing with somebody who's gonna do something there.
You know, the person who knows the person.
You know what I'm saying? And
yada,
that's
yada.
kind of like how things are connecting, you know?
I like that. I don't know. I feel like you're going to be one of those people who will get through the door, but then not close the door behind you.
Right.
I think you're going to make sure that you understand that, hey, I have reached a certain level of whatever, and I'm not going to lose what I have for somebody.
Right.
But I am willing to say, yo, if you got your stuff together or whatever the case may be, yo, I got you.
And that's the thing too.
You know?
People can't be scared to
Yeah.
lose it. You can't be worried about, well, if I help them, then they're gonna take my spot type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, I guess that's a struggle in the city too.
What?
I feel like it could, you know what I'm saying? It might be a struggle too. Like
People taking spots, kind of?
no, not
they don't
people
wanna
taking
help.
spots, or I'm not sure if, or I would say when certain people would elevate, or the people that've been there for a long time, happy about it or no? You know what I'm saying?
I can feel that.
And sometimes you can't tell.
Yeah,
You know, you
it's
can't
true.
tell.
It's true. Some
Like,
people want to
are
see
you proud of
win,
me
but
or
then-
nah? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Hey, I mean, sometimes your rivals or your idols become your rivals, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I definitely would salute it for sure. You know, even for us, as far as like for screen printing and all that, it's like we know all the top screen printers who are doing numbers, like who are really doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, if you ever need anything, hit us up, blah, 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 yada, yada, you know. So the support, I think, is there on multiple fronts, not even just from a musical standpoint. I think a lot of different industries that are here, I think a lot of people are all working together, but I think a lot of it's just not necessarily promoted or anything like that. I gotta switch gears.
Right.
What's going on with the set?
the set? Oh, we got a couple things in the works. We're gonna start focusing on music a lot more. So, you know, like, you know, all three of us are producers as well as DJs. So,
Right.
we just put out that project with Dynasty, the Love EP2.
That was y'all?
That's all produced by the set.
Whoa, didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're, you know, more stuff like that is in the works.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of pop-up events coming up. Like instead of like, you know, instead of regular monthly, though we do have a monthly in the works too. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. We got some things in the works, but yeah, we're gonna do some you know, some pop-up stuff, like, you know, because the set, you know, we had it coined as something else Thursdays, but
yeah.
the set is also the crew. You know what I'm saying? That's just us trying to be clever. And if
Right.
you look at the logo, it's like a sunset too. You know,
Exactly.
just trying, you know, just trying to be a play on
Sunset.
words.
Yeah.
So, but what it's gonna be now is like, you know, an event featuring the set. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. An event featuring the set.
Yeah.
I can kind of get with that too. Does that mean that? Well, let me back it up.
Yeah.
So I know for a while it was a struggle or difficulty maybe, or because I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but I know that venues were a difficult time for the set.
Yes.
So is that something that you guys have gotten a hand on now, as far as what you guys are getting ready to come? I'm not sure how much you can speak of it right now, but is that, how much can you give us? Like, is there another regular every Thursday coming back up now? Like,
no,
what's
we
the
won't be
deal?
doing the Thursday thing as of yet.
Okay.
But it's still gonna be a regular.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like what I was telling you before. It's gonna be something. It'll be on the weekend.
Yeah.
And it'll be like the set at the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be us now. Instead of trying to just push something else Thursdays, what we're pushing is us.
That's the right way to do it.
As the crew.
That's good. That's how
saying?
you kind of should do it, to be honest. Because if you brand yourself, you can do anything once you kind of brand yourself. You build your following based on.
So that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're pushing it more like that. You know what I'm saying? As
okay.
a crew that does, you know what I'm saying, the production, the remixes, the DJing, you know.
Man, if we can help in any way with that, bro, let us know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because that. I've had faith in S.E.T for a while.
Yes, I know, and I appreciate it.
It's like, yo.
I appreciate it. Like, there's a few of y'all that keep us going, definitely, man. Because, like you said, it's been rough. It's been rough trying to find the right place and the right sound and the right crowd and the right, you know what I mean? So,
everything in between, yeah. Wow. I'm excited for that, bro. Like, I want a small ear to ear, but I'm trying to like just keep it in because maybe it's because I understand what like the syndicated or like the scheduled events can really do, because a lot of people, they need to have like that weekly thing that's kind of going on sometimes, because a lot of people just aren't, I'm not gonna say they're not doing anything, but a lot of times they need to have a scheduled course of events maybe, or whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. So when you have something to look forward to, that's so much value.
Yeah.
And a lot of events out here are really benefiting from that, and I'm happy to see those. And I think like those are gonna be what kind of like transcend into the new Tampa Renaissance, whatever.
Right.
Those are gonna still be here.
It'll be the new standards, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, it's gonna be on the higher scale of like things to kind of go to. You know, but of course, it's all about how you brand it and who you collaborate with and all that stuff in between. So I'm happy to see it. I did want to ask about craft. There's a lot of DJs out here, a lot of people who make beats. There's also different styles and all that type of stuff. How do you make sure that, what type of like foul shots are you shooting in the gym? Like, how are you keeping yourself on par or, you know, at your best? Do you practice like 3 times a day, or like what are you really doing to keep yourself up there?
Well, lucky for me, having a lot of work, you know, helps keep it sharp. You know what I'm saying? Lately, when it comes to like making beats, you know, I went through that whole like stage of making like 5 a day type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I went through all that. I definitely slowed down, but I've kind of woken back up.
As far as beat making?
Yeah. So I'm kind of getting on that. I've also recently changed my space in which I created, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of helping me get back into it. You know, I went through a few different phases of styles and stuff like that. So I feel like now I'm in a happy medium between everything that I like. You know what I'm saying?
As far as sound? Or
yeah, as far as sound, as far as like the production style thing goes. So that's kind of like fueling me to like, you know what I'm saying, stay, you know what I mean, get back on it and be sharper with it.
Right.
Because, because I mean, you know, when I first started, I was doing like just boom bap type stuff. And then, you know, I even got to a part where I was like doing a lot of like synthy type stuff, like more 80s synth kind of sounding things, like the Stranger Things soundtrack, stuff that sound like that. You know what I mean? I've been doing stuff like that since like around 2012. And then, you know, I'm on the set. You know what I mean? That S.E.T wave. So
they all have that kind of.
It's kind of
all have that similar sound.
Yeah. So now I'm kind of like fusing all of that together. So that's kind of, you know, waking me up and make me want to focus on it.
So does that mean there are more beat tapes, or are you really?
Yeah. There's more of that coming.
I really feel that you, and I'm gonna, I guess, connect these a certain way. Is that with us we have like the retail, and then we have the actual service.
Right.
So with you definitely have like the beats, and you're able, that's like more of a passion, I would say, right? And then like your service as far as the DJing, I think is also a passion too.
It's a passion, but that's,
you know?
that's yeah. So, but even with beats, like when I first started, I was on the, you know, I wanted to make beats for rappers and singers. I wanted to get placements and stuff like that.
Right.
Nowadays, the beats I make are the projects themselves. For the most part, you know what I mean? Like we still, like I said, we did stuff with Dynasty, like we still do stuff with artists. Right. But my main focus is not that. My focus is making music where like the beat is the song. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
The album is instrumentals. You know what I'm saying?
I can dig that.
So that's more my main focus, you know what I mean? Even like, I don't know if you've ever seen, I've only done a few, but that's another thing that's driving me right now is to get back into that, is doing live sets. So, you know what I'm saying? So I want to make music more that for performing live than You know what I'm saying? Trying to get a placement
that's how,
on
yeah.
like somebody's album or something.
Hey, there's money in that too now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I know it's not all about the money. I get that. I don't know what it is, but you always have like a certain aura to you. You're always. I've never seen you upset, mad. You always kind of have like a regular tone.
I mean, it
about
happens.
You,
Yeah,
you know,
but
that isn't the question. So in this
Yeah.
case, have you been through any like hardships like throughout this process of getting to where you are now? And can you recall or even speak on any hardships you had to go through, or maybe even going through now?
Most of the time the hardships have been, I guess, kind of like things like that. Things I've been through is kind of what maybe changed my focus. That and just the whole, I guess you would say, what would you call it? I guess the nature of music right now, you know what I'm saying? The whole digital and all that thing, you know, kind of
Gotcha.
just changes a lot of things. But the whole, you know, producing for a lot of people, there was a point where I just felt like, what am I even, you know what I'm saying, doing this for? You produce for people and they're not pushing their albums. They're not pushing, you know what I'm saying, the mixtapes you work on and stuff. And it's just like, well, what am I doing this for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I don't know. So I've gone through like stuff like that where I've kind of like felt sour about what I was doing. I mean, I've never stopped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But, you know, we all go through that, or it's like almost like,
And that's not no real. Let me ask the question the right way.
Yeah, okay.
So if you're going through a hardship, like I remember once upon a time that I was looking out the window every single day to make sure my car didn't get repoed, because it was just like, yo, the bag ain't coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
so like
yeah,
as you
yeah.
kind of going through hardships, it's kind of like you really your faith gets tested. You know what I'm saying? Like are you doing this for the right reasons, or are you doing this just because it's cool? And if you're doing it for the right reasons, then it won't matter if the car even gets taken away, or you're gonna figure it out so you don't lose that, so you can still fuel
Definitely.
whatever you're doing.
Yeah, it's
So,
like,
have you?
it's like when I, like, you know, this is all I do right now.
Yeah.
And it's like at one point I did have a 9 to 5, and I almost felt myself getting comfortable with the 9 to 5 and relying on the 9 to 5.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't say that's necessarily a hardship, but I didn't want to get
No.
I know, but I'm just saying like
Yeah.
I'm just saying like that's like it's more of a mental thing than, you know what I'm saying, like than the hardship. It's more of a mental thing. Like I didn't want to be stuck. Like next thing you know, it's like 10 years later, I'm still there.
You wake up like, oh, yeah.
I'm doing that, and I'm not chasing my dream. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's more of like that's more of what I go through with the music thing.
Gotcha.
Is you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be over, and I didn't try the way I should have tried. You know what I'm saying? That's more what I go through with this music thing. Is more of a mental thing than anything. You know what I'm saying?
Now I don't want to dig too deep, but I want to make sure that you're thinking about it as Wally the person, not Wally the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if Wally the person really went through some stuff, some struggles, some strife, or anything like that, it's like I said, from the outside looking in, it's kind of like, yo, this guy has, you know what I'm saying? Like it always has that kind of like feel. Now, if it's just because you worked out hard to make sure that you don't have to go through that, and maybe like in the past it was like, yo, I seen my pops go through, I seen my moms go through that, or whatever. So I knew that at a young age, I didn't want to go through that. So I
Yeah.
made sure that I didn't have to go through hardships, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I've also been lucky in some of the situations I've been in.
Yeah.
Where like when I was first working on doing stuff, I didn't have to worry about the money as much. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of helped out.
Correct. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Then when I end up being all on my own and everything, I would say, you know, that's kind of why I got the 9 to 5 too, though. You know, just to make sure I'm straight. And then, you know, at one point I was also working in the studio too, and doing beats and DJing. So I was doing, you know, doing straight with that. Right now, I'm kind of just DJing. So the money definitely has.
Still can, yeah.
But it's good enough for, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can survive. Like, I'm kind of like, you know, I'm at that point right now. I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I believe it. I believe in it, man. I don't know.
I don't know. Do you feel that I'm gonna phrase it in the right question first. So now, are you a super religious person? Are you a spiritual person? Do you make sure that every night before you go to sleep, you kneel down and you pray, or is it kind of like just in your mind, it's more of a mental thing? Like,
Yeah,
yo,
it's
I give
definitely
myself mantras, I give myself affirmations.
it's definitely more of
or-
a mental thing. I mean, I do believe in certain things, but I don't go hard with it like some people are with their religions and stuff like that. But to me, it's more about, excuse me, it's more about like you know, staying positive, and you know what I'm saying. It's definitely more of a mental thing,
Yeah,
and having a good circle around you can, you know what I'm saying.
that's
Keeping the right energies and the right, you know what I'm saying.
no, that's one of the major keys. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like when you sit down and you have to lay at home at night by yourself, and then you have to kind of realize that, like you said, like, yo, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Sometimes. So even when you have those conversations with yourself, maybe that faith really has been tested. Maybe it's kind of been like, yo, I can't do this because I can't sustain living because I'm trying to chase this right now. So like, do you make sure that when those times do happen, you sit down, you meditate, or you make sure when those times do happen that maybe like some people they turn to other vices. They say, yo, I'm gonna drink a whole gallon of alcohol until I
Yeah.
feel better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like when you go through those tough times, like what do you really call on when you go through those tough times? You just sit in silence or something, or like you shave your beard or something. Like how do you make sure you give yourself that solace
Yeah.
to make sure that you are good to go?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not really not sure. I don't have like a specific thing.
yeah.
I don't really have a specific thing. I don't know.
I don't know. I know for me, I make sure that when I feel myself getting crazy, a good shower always helps me.
Right.
I have just a good hot shower, and it's like all the ideas come, all the any stress or all that is like washed off
Yeah.
through the shower. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't believe in any higher power. I'm not saying
No,
that.
but I feel you on
know,
that. I definitely feel you on that. On the refreshing yourself type of thing.
It's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, what I like to do is just keep my mind off of everything, which is hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm into a lot of like nerdy pop culture type stuff, so sometimes I just get lost in that. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying?
So you'll turn to like a
Yeah.
comics and convo, and that's like
Yeah,
your
that's-
release
yeah,
to
yeah,
be able
exactly.
to
So
find
it's just-
yourself or whatever.
Yeah, and then it comes full circle because a lot of that stuff will bring me back. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm working on beats inspired by it, or you know what I'm saying. So
Gotcha. Okay.
So you never
Gotcha.
know.
Why? Excuse me. Why are you doing this? Why are you DJing? Why are you trying to push culture? Why are you doing this? You can go get a 9 to 5 and be okay. You can go just get an engineering job and be okay. Why are you doing this?
Part of it is just to be happy. I don't think I could be happy doing 9 to 5.
And you get the right 9 to 5, it could work. You could be working for some, working for Revolt or Diddy, you know what I'm saying? You can be working
Yeah.
for, who knows,
Yeah, but I don't know, like. So I guess it would be part of happiness and just love of the music, man. I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really like loving music.
Yeah.
One of my goals has always wanted to be respected for my music and my taste of music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wanted to make a career with something I love.
Off of that.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that you have to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that. So is it more?
It
Is it more
doesn't.
so?
I
Like-
guess it's the fact that it started working
Yeah.
kind of makes me not want to stop.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? It's like when people like even before when I was just before I was DJing, I would have other DJs like, yo, if you ever hear something that's dope, let me know about it. I trust your judgment.
Right.
And I'm just like, what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, you've been doing it out here. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, like just the way people respect even my opinion on music just makes me want to keep pushing it. And like I said before, I'm kind of just doing what I like,
Right.
and people are liking it.
And that's how you. That's
that's-
the indicator.
Yeah, and that just lets me know that I'm on the right path to something.
Right.
You know?
Might not know what it is.
Yeah.
So that now leads to the next. Like
Right.
you said that. So now, where are you going? In the grand scheme, is it like, I want to be the most world-renowned DJ, or I want to score major films, or I'd always dreamed that I would, what I'm saying, like, what's the goal right now? The goal can change, what I'm saying, but what's the goal right now?
I mean, the goal right now is I mean, I hate to sound redundant, but it kind of is just to make a career off of it, and I am aiming for more recognition. I do want to be able to like tour and travel off of music. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like what I'm aiming for. As far as like more broader stuff, I do want to like score like video games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm very.
Of course, you want to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I'm definitely into. But yeah, especially like. I mean, I see it. You know what I'm saying? I see it like there's lots of tours coming through the city, and it's like some producer dude or DJ dude that's not known. He's not on BET, he's not on MTV, he's not on nothing.
It's true.
But he's on tour.
True.
And people are coming.
Right.
And I'm happy with that, bro.
That's
I would be
okay.
happy with that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why I would have figured
With
that.
a cult following. I'd be happy, you know what I'm saying?
So maybe like Jazzy Jeff. Like he isn't like he can't go out in public and not get like trampled. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he can still navigate through regular circumstances, but
Right.
he's still well known.
Right.
When you see his name on the flyer, you're like, yo, Jazzy Jeff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, legendary.
So is it more so kind of like you want to be able to have a status of saying like, yo, my work is well known enough to know that when you see my name on the flyer, it commands that respect, and you know that you're gonna have a good time, or you know that you're gonna vibe, or is that kind of the
Yeah. But it doesn't have to be so big where it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be that big. You know what I'm saying? If it does, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, back when I was only working on beats, I would always say, I'm cool with not being Timbaland. I'd rather be like Alchemist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, the respect is there, the work is there.
Right.
He's still making money.
Right.
You still know who the Alchemist is, but
Right.
it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not super crazy.
Hey.
But, I mean, if I do, then hey.
I think that a lot of people will think that you have to find yourself uncomfortable in order to progress.
Mm-hmm.
You get too comfortable sometimes. You sit on your hands. You look at things in the sense of that, all right, well, maybe I'm good. I don't need to try to progress. I'm good where I'm at right now. I guess, how do you keep yourself uncomfortable so you do keep firing forward?
I mean, when I have a slow month,
Yeah.
things get real uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I'm definitely not there's definitely plenty of room for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like I'm doing a lot of things right now, and I also know that next year it could be the complete opposite.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So I just gotta keep going. Like it's not promised, man. I don't know.
Is that how you live it?
Huh? Yeah.
Do you truly live it like that? Do you truly live in the moment?
Yeah, I mean, well, I do, but then that kind of brings me back to when I'd be like, well, what about free time versus productivity?
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then that's why I'd be like, damn, I shouldn't be chilling right now. I should be working on something.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So that's,
Then it turns back into the next thing, and you get back up and say, yo, I had to get this done.
Right.
That type of thing. I guess that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I mean, and I always compare it like to what we kind of have going on, but, excuse me, when you have a project, you have a deadline, you make yourself a deadline,
Right.
whatever the case may be. Like, this is more of like a, I guess, kind of organization kind of question. I know that for us, if we get an order that comes through, we have to make sure that we have to put it into our workflow management software. We have to make sure that we're all in communication of what's going on, all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. So like, as it stands right now, do you organize your stuff more so as all right, I have to make beats on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because I have to get this beat tape done by next year. But I also have to make sure my regular gigs are up to par. I have to get new music for these things, so I have to like surf for new music or blah, 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 blah. I guess, are these things somehow funneled into something right now? Or is it more so like, it just happens? Or do you have a process for that right now?
No, that's one of the things I'm always been terrible at is organization. I mean, I've, DJing and stuff helps me definitely, get things better. Like before I had gigs and stuff, I wasn't using the calendar for nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it kind of taught me that, hey, I need to know what's gonna happen months from now. You know what I'm saying? All that. So, I'm definitely better with all of that. Even like as far as like getting music, but I still don't have like you said, like any like certain set schedules or, you know what I'm saying? Like right now I'm kind of just flowing with when I have a gig and when I could work on stuff, and you know what I'm saying? So it's. And that kind of leads me back to the thing I just said before about the free time and the productivity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's like my biggest thing right now,
I know you said earlier as far as the weaknesses, the laziness essentially.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're on more flyers than most people, so your laziness is like better than somebody's like hardest working at the same time. Then you also don't have. Well, first off, are you working on the laziness? If so, how are you working on that laziness right now? Before I go to the next thing.
Kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's a problem.
Kind of.
So how
Yeah. Kind of. I mean, like I said, I recently changed my space, and that actually is helping me organize better with. You know what I'm saying? It just changed. I think it also had to do with kind of like I was feeling like I was in a rut in my personal life.
Yeah.
So when I ended up changing things around and moving stuff, and it kind of like put the fire back under me as far as like the other side of, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When I'm off side of things, like now I feel comfortable where I can just get up and do stuff, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot different situation I'm in right now. So that's actually helped a lot. And as far as anything else I could do, I've just been kind of just trying to figure out what's the best ways to do things, you know what I'm saying?
It's so hard to believe.
Really?
It is, and I guess only because I have like a little bit of like insight, you know what I'm saying? But if I was totally outside looking in only, it'd be like, yo, Wally got everything that he, you know what I'm saying? He's set, no pun intended. You know what I'm saying? That he's good, you know what I'm saying? So, and it's not to discredit by no means, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I would have to be led to believe that he has the well-oiled machine together. But maybe that well-oiled machine is not trying to make it a machine, but more so just make it a part of or an extension of the life that you already live. And just kind of live through your expression of creativity or live through your more natural kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's
kind of how it is for me, yeah.
Yeah.
Because even like when it comes to like making beats and stuff, like I said before, I went through that period where I was making like 5 a day, doing nothing but that for years. You know what I'm saying? But now, and it's like sometimes I feel bad for it, but then I don't, because I only make beats when inspired now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna force myself to do anything. Okay. And I think that's what the difference is. But then I also feel bad because, if I'm not inspired, I'm not working. So then I'm like, time is being wasted. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
That's kind of one of the dilemmas I face.
If you want to call it,
I mean, it's a personal dilemma. It's not like I'm not in like a dire situation.
Exactly.
Like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it has to do with my art, and my art is my everything right now.
Right.
So
when you feel that you're going, I try to give a preface before I just throw the question out.
Right.
So I know a lot of times we all live lives trying to go in a direction of what makes us feel better, what makes us feel comfortable, what gives us the most money, what's best for our children, whatever, we live our lives in those directions.
Mm-hmm.
When you feel that you're going in the wrong direction, do you know it? And are you able to say that you're envisioning what the next direction is? Now, I understand that I just said you try and be in the moment. I get that.
Right.
But within business, you have to kind of have a vision of where you want to go with things.
Mm-hmm.
So are you able to say that, all right, I know that my goal is this, and if I do this, this might take me off track. Or if I do this, this could ruin my career if I work with this person, or whatever the case may be. When you feel like maybe in your heart or in your spirit or anything like that, that you're going in the wrong direction, have you been able to kind of discern what that is or understand that essentially?
Sometimes, sometimes you don't learn until it's gone bad.
Yeah.
So
maybe you had enough of those so that way
yeah,
you do know now.
Yeah. You definitely don't. Just having more caution in things, and in your choices you make.
Yeah.
Definitely, something that kind of you learn. It's something, you know what I'm saying, that you kind of like grow into, and yeah. Yeah. There's definitely some of that has happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
what happened?
It's just, things like, even as far as, venue choices and stuff like that, things just didn't work out the way you thought they would, or even if you kind of like knew like, probably not, but you're like, well, what I got to lose?
Let's try it, or whatever. Yeah.
Instead of, I probably should have been just focusing on finding something better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or stuff like that, or even like artists you work with, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you probably shouldn't have worked with that artist.
Right.
Nothing good came from it at all. What was the point?
Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes
so
you
know what I'm saying? Like
too.
some of that is, it's all like kind of like a gamble,
Yeah.
So now you just gotta be more cautious. But when you're young, you're just trying to do whatever.
So right now you do understand where you're going. You do understand. You more so understand, like, you can feel when something isn't right.
Yeah.
To a certain degree, I would presume.
Yeah. And
So
then you just put it away.
I'm glad that you do understand how to discern those different things, because if only because, believe it or not, you're a leader in this whole renaissance. You're a leader in this whole process. Or do you feel that you are a leader, or do you think that you're not?
Not really.
You don't want to believe that you are a leader in this.
I don't know if I am.
Yeah. Why not? Is it more so that you just don't want to take on that, like, from more of a modest standpoint? Or is it more so as, I feel that there are more people that are really blazing the trail with more so in the confines of the Bay Area? Do you feel that you are a leader in that sense? Or do you feel that there's more people who are really blazing it and you're trying to catch up to them? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like maybe I'm connected to a lot of people who are, and maybe that's why I'm in. I guess you see me in that position. I mean, maybe that's what it is. Like I don't see myself as a leader per se, but I guess I can see where you get that from.
Okay.
It's not. I guess okay. I see what you mean, but I just don't feel like I've never personally been like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm about to,
No, I mean, you don't have to say like, yo, I'm that guy. Come to me when you need this, because I'm the lead. I don't think that you've never been that bravado kind of. You're not that kind of person, But I do think that your work speaks for itself. So because your work speaks for itself, it puts you in that position of, you have to work hard to get this. You know what I'm saying? So anybody on the outside looking in has to realize that, leader or not, hard work is what really is the determining factor of who's really out here pushing culture forward. Who's really out here pushing. I don't know if you have DJ culture or whatever. pushing that forward. You know, so I feel like there's not as many people who are staying on top of that. So that's why I kind of give you that sort of like leader kind of role in that sense. Now, hopefully, you know, I'll have an opportunity to talk to more people who are also in that arena as well,
Right.
and say, hey, what are you doing, or do you consider yourself a leader?
Right.
But from what I have, my perspective right now, in the culture of, I'm gonna say underground to a certain degree, you know, you're one of the main people who help push that forward. So I have to say that you are a leader in that sense.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So agree or disagree. You know what I'm saying? You definitely have you have a name stay in history of making this whole process happen. You know, so hopefully take that as a compliment. Take it as you want to have it. You know what I'm saying? But that you definitely do. More so, kind of moving on. If if you do get the opportunity to travel and do anything else like that, are you also considering management? I've also talked to other artists who they're under management. For the most part, you seem to be totally independent. You don't have anybody. It's just you running this whole operation.
Yeah.
Are you open to that right now, or do you, in the future, want to keep it like, I got this under control?
I feel like there would be a time where I would probably need it, especially knowing me with my laziness.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I would need somebody to help me kind of, you know, especially like if I said I wanted to be touring and stuff, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm necessarily going to be the one making those phone calls and
True.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, of course I'm going to have to start, because I mean, how else am I going to learn it? You know what I'm saying? How else am I going to get it done? But I guess what I'm saying is I'm not opposed to having help with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because some people want to do it all, and, you know, salute to them. You know, there's definitely some people out here that have the mind and the work ethic to do it all. You know what I'm saying? And have the drive for it. But, you know, at the end of the day, what I really want to work on is the art. You know what I'm saying? And everything else I do is to help me get to that spot, like I said earlier, help me get to that spot where I can work on the art and make a living off of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
What keeps you driven?
I mean, that's it, really.
That is?
Yeah.
I mean, because you have the gigs, that's one thing, but you still have to make sure that when you're preparing for those things, or that you are making sure that, all right, if I'm going to have the gig and a mixtape, and I know you have the whole clothing that goes along with it too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to be driven to make those things all happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So is it more so the vision of what's to come that keeps you driven, or maybe it's more of like a potential of that you feel within you that you know that, hey, if I do this, I know I can go to the next level, or it's just like, yo, I just want to create today.
I mean,
what keeps you driven?
Most of it, is about just building the brand. A lot of it is about building the brand so I can get to that end result that I mentioned earlier, and it's also kind of like what you said earlier when you know, I have a namesake, and as far as I know, it seems pretty positive. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't want to. I gotta keep that up.
Right.
And I'm happy to keep that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a bad problem.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? So just that kind of helps keep me driven. The fact that, like I said before, the fact that it's working, the fact that people appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the main things that keeps me going.
Did you know at a young age that this is what you wanted to do?
No, but I should have known.
Why you say that?
Because when I was younger, when my friends would be playing outside, I'd be inside taping Rap City or something. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I would go outside too, but
yeah,
a lot of times I want to be where the music is at. You know what I'm saying? I would make mixtapes off of videos. I would tape Rap City.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you got the system that had all the different panels with the little tape deck at the bottom. So when I would tape it on, First, I did it by taping it on VCR, and then I would like go find the songs I want. You know, like how
Yeah.
people used to tape like songs off the radio. They would wait for it.
Wow.
I would wait for the video and record the audio. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like I should have known since then that I wanted to do something with music.
Right.
But I still had no idea. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been kind of fond of production. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure a lot of people did, but you know, I actually read credits. That's how I learned producers back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know who produced what until their name kept started coming back up in all the credits. Like you would see like you know what I'm saying, like even Premiere or something. If he had like he had his own thing going, but he would have like a one beat on somebody else's project, and you'd be like, oh snap, Premiere did that. You know what I'm saying? Or that's how I learned about some of the more like Easy LP or somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Who didn't get shot out on the track. You know, they wasn't doing that back in the day.
Not necessarily, but the fact that you knew at a young age, like I think that's really amazing that you knew that, or inadvertently kind of knew that. You know what I'm saying? Does that also open the door to that after this there's something else that you're looking to do too? As far as after you do music and you make whatever that goal is, are you saying that, one day I want to make a comic strip, or I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, is there a goal after this too? Or is this like, I'm really gunning for this, after I get this, I'm good, you know?
I mean, I wouldn't mind having like a sneaker collab or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far as that goes, it just has to see. I just got to see what comes about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like right now, just the music is the main focus, and I wouldn't mind having things. Like I said before, video game related or comic book related, or you know what I'm saying. But I'm not gonna force it either.
You're gonna make sure that you just continue to be the best you can,
right.
And then allow that to.
Right, and then if something comes up and it makes sense, and
then cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's something I wouldn't do, like something I wouldn't do as a fan, or something I wouldn't want to see as a fan, then it's something I wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Where do you want to see? I'm asking two ways. Where do you want to see yourself in like the next 3 to 5 years, and then where do you also want to see the Bay Area in the next 3 to 5 years?
The Bay Area, I would just like it for it to have some kind of spotlight on it. Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't got to be like Atlanta or nothing like that, but show us something. You know what I'm saying? Like we're doing something out here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sure there's other cities going through the same thing, but this is home team. This is what I want from my town. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope people do make it out of here, and then when they make it out of here, they bring whatever they're doing back to the city. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm not sure if that's a problem or not, but I've seen it happen where people leave and then that's what they're repping where they're at now. You know what I'm saying? And they're never like bringing nothing back down here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They're just never bringing nothing back down here. So I just feel like they grow outside, and instead of like using that influence to bring
to focus it back towards
where you know what I'm saying, something could happen. I just feel like it doesn't happen like that.
So what about yourself?
5 years.
I want to date this. When you watch this 5 years from now, you can look at yourself in the camera and be like, I'm tripping. Oh, I did that and more.
Right.
Pressure.
Yeah. I mean, really, like the big thing for me right now is just to be touring. I want my name to want to. I guess I want people to want to book me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to be touring and you're just going to cities and it's just like, oh, that was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want it to be where, people are actually hitting me up to do stuff, and that's just a dream for me, man. It's just to be traveling and doing what I love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just the main focus right now, man. It's the main goal.
So 5 years from now, touring.
to be like, touring a
Touring.
lot.
I mean,
You know what I'm
well,
saying? Not like just like an East Coast tour. I'm talking about like
worldwide.
getting hit up,
I'm getting hit up to go to
doing random
different
shows
countries.
in
Yeah,
other states, and
gotcha. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, would you say that? All right, if let's say Wally Clark in the next 5 years says that I want to have at least some of my beats featured in, and this is me kind of outside. I'm not total music, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all right, cool. I want to have my beats at least featured in a full film, or I want to have my beats on a nationally accredited artist or something like that. And
Commercials.
you know what I'm saying? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's say that, all right, I'm also touring throughout this whole process. Let's also, and I'm making your 5 years in my head right now,
Yeah.
right?
Please do.
Let's also say that, all right, I also now have, a Wally Clark full-fledged clothing line, and it's all off of, you have a website or something like that, maybe.
Merch or something.
A full merch site with all that on it. Maybe you start acting. Who knows, right? You already got number one. Who knows? You start acting or whatever. Let's say that you also maybe start going into a different genre of music. Maybe you go outside of hip hop and you now start doing pop records now, or you start doing country records, or you start doing whatever else. You know what I'm saying? Are some of these things going through your mind at times too? Or is it more so, again, I don't think that far out. I don't want to add to it, but I do want to make sure I'm trying to pull at the same time as well. So are some of those things on the horizon, you would say?
Yeah, because I mean, I felt like even like like I said before, I was experimenting with certain genres and stuff, and there's certain genres I would like to dive into that are completely away from hip hop and stuff like that. Stuff like scoring and stuff like that. That's all there, but at the same time, I try not to put too much in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to spread my thoughts too thin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let me take care of this first, and when I'm feeling like it's right, I'll work on some other things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like as far as merch, that is something I've had a few shirts and stuff, and I'm definitely trying to get back more into that. But still got to, it's still kind of all related to the brand I'm pushing right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm trying to stay focused because I feel like I could easily be unfocused. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like right now I'm at a point where that could make me or break me.
What's that?
Not being focused.
Are you out of focus that much?
No, but I don't want to be. You know what I'm saying?
So the things that, as far as your interests, keep you out of focus?
Not really, but I'm still, I guess out of focus to me is, just not procrastinating, not taking too long to do things. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to I'm sure I've missed some opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to miss more opportunities for not being scared to jump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I need to just mentally be ready.
What keeps you balanced? I feel like we all have families we all have, hopefully we all have mothers, we all have fathers, we may have sisters and brothers and all that. They all need time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They all need to make sure that you're giving them the proper time that they deserve. A lot of times too, you might have family reunions, you might have anything else.
It's tough because I'm not even outside of music, I'm kind of a loner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mind just being in my room.
Why not? Yeah.
Kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to be around everybody all the time. Or I'm not calling people all the time. You know what I'm saying? So and it's not like, it's nothing but love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I do get to talk to them, it's like, yo, what's good? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chilling. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's just, you know what I'm saying? So that is always kind of been a struggle. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had people take offense.
How so? What do you mean?
Like, because I'm not calling, or you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, yeah.
People think, you know what I'm saying? So you can imagine what it's like when I'm already like that, and now I'm busy. You know what I'm saying?
It really kind of sets in.
Yeah. So it's kind of a struggle, but you know, you could always find some way to make something happen. Even if you have to miss something, you just be like, you just make up for it. You know what I'm saying? That's the best you could do sometimes.
It sounds so bad.
But I mean, it's real though, right?
Yeah.
It's real. Like, I'm not gonna be able to make that. I have to do this. I have to work. I gotta, you know. Especially like, I'm not even talking about like personal time. Like, if I have a gig, and the family's got something going on, I gotta do the gig.
Right.
I can't cancel.
They have to understand. Like, I have to make this happen. Yeah.
So, and then I'm lucky that my family knows. You know what I'm saying? They know what's up. And they're proud of me too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I actually have that support, you know what I'm saying? Some people, parents, it ain't quite, you know what I'm saying? It ain't quite. But yeah, so I'm lucky that, you know, they understand and they know. 'Cause, yeah.
They know this, so they also understand where you're trying to go, and they also say, hey, if you need this, well, I met so-and-so today, you should link up with them, or they kind of give you that backing to push forward.
Yeah, my mom gives me advice on stuff, and even as far as like traveling and, you know, helping to push myself and all that. Yeah, I'm pretty lucky, you know.
So would you say that without that, it may have not been what it is, without having that kind of backing, essentially?
It's possible.
Yeah,
it's possible. I mean, I would have did it anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm sure it would probably been more of a mental struggle, you know what I'm saying? An emotional struggle. When people, you know what I'm saying? I've seen that happen, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It'd be your wife, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? It'd be your wife, or
boy,
that'd be like, oh, you just doing that music thing, you need to stop doing it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Start belittling your dreams and shit. That's rough.
Oh, I think it's part of the process, somewhat.
Yeah.
It's part of the process.
Because nobody believes you at first. Nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody believes you at first.
Well, in a certain degree, it's kind of like, yo, that's not always them, because I feel that as people, we are vessels of a higher power, right? So with those people, that's a higher power trying to get at you and say, hey, do you really want this?
Right.
Let me test you.
Yeah.
Let me see if you're really about what you really, really want and what you're believing that you can achieve, or whatever the case may be. But if you can believe it, you know, you can definitely achieve it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, are you, and I keep going back to this for a reason, because as much as I want to specifically believe that, yo, Wally is a person who does not stress, Wally is a person who does not get angry, Wally is a person that nothing can penetrate the happiness, you know what I'm saying? I have to think that there are certain things that may get under your skin, and those things sometimes can throw you off of where you're focused on. You know what I'm saying? And I have to just ask it that way. Are there things that do that make you say, they get you frustrated? Or is it more of a personal thing that makes you get more so frustrated? Like, I can't do this because I didn't study this or something like that. So I can't do this process that I want to be able to do, and you get frustrated. Or is it with, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of it is sometimes you get frustrated just with hitting plateaus. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel like I'm at a certain point, and I don't know what's the next step to pass that point. That frustrates me. I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm a human. There's a lot of like stupid shit that frustrates me, you know.
Yeah.
Traffic. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying there's a lot of stupid shit too, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like happy all the time. No, have road rage and
Right.
you know what I'm saying. I actually have a short temper.
Yeah.
I learned how to remain calm as I got older. When I was younger, I was a lot more hot tempered.
Really?
Yeah.
In hot tempered, more so in the sense of that people you were involved in a certain culture of people, and that made you more hot tempered because that's what's involved in that culture, or hot tempered just because of
I think that's just who I was.
Like,
That's
you know
just
what I'm
who I
saying?
was.
Yeah.
I think that's just who I was. It just patience was not there, or
Yeah.
or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really sure why. That's just who I was back in the day.
Still wild to believe.
Yeah.
Very wild to believe. But I mean, at the same time, like I said, every time that I've seen you encountered, et cetera, it's never been.
Yeah.
Yo,
Well, I've learned how not to take things personally too, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What taught you that?
Especially taking things personally taught me that. But you know what I'm saying? Like you're dealing with, you gotta think of like dealing with music or you know whatever you're dealing with. Just because things don't work out doesn't mean it's an attack on you personally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people will, you know, one of the first artists I was working with, you know what I'm saying? He said something to me like, he even said, yeah, they're dope, but I'm looking for, you know what I'm saying, something with no samples.
Right.
And all my shit had samples in it. And I was mad, you know what I'm saying? Like, I took it like a diss, and, you know, he even told me that the shit was dope.
Right.
Which is not what he's looking for. You know what I'm saying? And when you're young and, you know what I'm saying, you're first starting out, you can't grasp things. You always think somebody's
out for.
Yeah, dissing you or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I DJ for the Cypher now, the open mic.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times the people that sign up have to show up and pick their slot.
Mm-hmm.
People will come late, get a late spot, people done left, and I've seen people get mad, like if somebody was hating on them or, you know what I'm saying? Like it's weird. Yeah, I'm just like, you gotta get a thick skin and not take everything so personally, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to this. Like, if you can't handle that,
right,
what are you gonna do when somebody don't pay you?
Right.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Or what are you gonna do, like, you can't handle an open mic night.
Then come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not even their, you know, that's not even their fault.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, like, you know what I'm saying, when something bad happens with a promoter or something, you know, if this is really what you're trying to do, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot worse that's gonna happen to you probably, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot worse you're gonna have to probably go through than missing, you know, picking a bad slot on open mic. You know
that's
what I'm saying?
a simple part of
that's
it.
something
yeah.
you just gotta learn. Like, you gotta toughen up, man. Not take things personally.
Hey, some fools ain't ready for that.
Yeah, it's true. And, you know, that's one of those tests.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's one of those tests.
Exactly.
Learn real quick who's built for it and who's not.
I feel. Do you try to reserve yourself in certain regards because of, I don't know, in embarrassment of somebody realizing who you are, or you try to keep a, you know, a profile of, I don't want to say calmness, but you keep a neutral kind of perspective. You know, do you try to keep that perspective because of you don't want to have, or it doesn't have to be fear of not wanting somebody to realize that. It could just be that you don't want that perception of that if I start acting out, people are gonna know that I'm an angry motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Or
nah, not really, because a few people have seen it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen that often, or I'm not as easily affected by things to blow up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's really what it is I see things I guess you could say I see things for what they are and not for, you know, for how they feel.
Yeah.
Sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I know how to just be like, oh, well, you know, it sucks, but
It is what it is.
yeah, what's next? We just gotta keep moving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not perfect. Some things I end up dwelling on, or I'm just like, man, I can't believe we did all that, and for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
But even after that, I've taught myself to kind of snap out of it.
Yeah.
And we got to figure something out now. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't just
right. You can't just sit.
You can't just be there
to.
mad for a month. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so all right, well, it's a good try.
Next.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that kind of takes part of it. You know what I'm saying? And as far as like business stuff and life, you know what I'm saying? I can't just can't just stay on things like that for too long. Expect to go anywhere.
You can't dwell on it.
Yeah.
Was that something that you learned from, let me say it this way. As I began to progress through more of my life, I was able to, Pops was military, Mom's is a little bit more kind of spiritual, kind of more nature, stuff like that, right? And I kind of got that hard, tough love, cold, whatever, a little bit from Pops. And that was more so to kind of gear me up to make sure that if you put yourself out there, you're not hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because some people put their heart on the line and they end up it's just detrimental to who they are, their whole spirit. You know what I'm saying? So like, as you kind of I feel you kind of have a similar kind of trait with that too, as far as that you know how to control, your emotions. You know how to control, how things affect you. You know how to control that. If somebody has some hate speech towards you, you're not even fazed by it.
I'm not.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I feel you on that.
Where did you really get that from, though? Was it you watched some National Geographic or something? Like, how'd you get that?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I just kind of, I guess, I kind of always been teaching myself that, not to take things personally or, have a thick skin. I think, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really sure where it originated from, but even like in like high school or something, when someone would try to start something with me and I would just be laughing. Like,
right.
What are you even talking about, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know if it's...
Where'd you go to high school at?
Jefferson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if it's, and I guess it's also partly defense too, though. You know what I'm saying? Because in a sense, you don't want to, even if you're not really bothered by it, you're also not going to be like, or even if sometimes you are bothered by it, you're not going to be like letting them know that they're getting to you.
Gotcha.
Because sometimes that's, you know what I'm saying, that affects them more than whatever they're saying to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it just might be, I'm not sure where I learned that from, but I think that's something I kind of picked up since I was young.
That's a heck of a lesson to pick up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of folks struggle with that.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of folks are kind of like messed up in the head because they don't understand that.
Yeah.
And then people can say a simple thing to them and it sets them off.
Yeah. And
You know what I'm saying?
they'll fire off. They'll say some stuff they don't even mean.
Right.
And that's another thing I've learned too. Like, I've seen it happen. I just, say some wild stuff just to say something.
Right.
Just to try and get back at you. You know what I'm saying? And then things get worse.
Way worse.
You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know. Like I said, it's definitely a mild-mannered practice of really being at peace and having that within yourself.
Yeah. You
know?
kind of can't let everything ruin your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds dramatic, but I mean, if it's affecting your day to day, it's ruining your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, I picked that up more so, like I said, from moms.
Yeah.
And just being able to see, navigating that more so. When I was able to see that if getting into an argument about something or anything like that, the calmness sometimes would come from there.
Yeah.
Or like more of the clairvoyancy may come afterwards. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that there was an argumentative that was, positioned by Pops or anything like that, but it was more so to say that if anything got a hand, there was a come down period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think as I watched that, it was like I could understand that you can take that into every other aspect of life.
Yeah, and you even learn, like, I mean, when you go through it yourself, you know, you might blow up and then calm down, and then kind of see things like, you know, hindsight.
Right.
You kind of learn that maybe I need to relax a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that is just all kind of stuff you just pick up in life.
Gotcha.
You know, for those who can't pick it up, because like you said, not everybody can do it. You know.
I mean, I'm definitely glad that you had a chance to speak a little bit more about the set and stuff like that. I definitely want to make sure that you do get a chance to promote a lot of what's to come and a lot of what's been brewing for a long time too. So I mean, now that you kind of got a new focus of what's coming with the set, like I guess do you now have a hand-on consistency with the set? Or do you now have just kind of like the same thing that you had before with the set?
No, well, because it's definitely, what we're trying to do is something consistent and something that's not consistent. You know what I'm saying? And we're trying to see what's more. I guess the consistency is going to help with building the brand.
Yeah.
And we're going to use that to help launch like the pop-ups and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And the pop-ups are going to be trying to help bring value, I guess, to the brand.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because this isn't going to happen again. You know what I'm saying? Or not for a while, or not in the same spot, or
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we're just trying to.
It's a great idea too.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's a great idea. Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I said, you know, instead of pushing the event and trying to make it like an event thing, it's more about us and what we're doing.
Right.
And, you know, the events that we are doing is going to help push the music and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully the music, well, it should come out good. For sure. You know what I'm saying? The music should come out good, and people are going to want to come hear more and see us. You know what I'm saying? So that's the goal with that.
I meant to
That's
ask.
like my main.
As far as what, their perception?
Huh?
As far as a perception?
What?
Is that what messes with you?
The perception?
Yeah.
Of what?
Well, you were saying that you're not, that's like more so what you kind of focus on as far as what you were ending with just now. Like, were you gearing towards more perception of what people say about the regular events and stuff like that?
No, I just, you know, my whole main problem with the event is not reaching people outside of who we already have reached. You know what I'm saying? I felt like we got a certain fan base, and it's cool. But I know there's other people out there that'll enjoy it. Like, I know for sure.
Right.
Because I'll play other places. You know what I'm saying? I will play other places with the same type of vibe, and everybody loves it. But I can't get those same people to come over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I do it over here, it's always the same general. You know what I'm saying? Same general audience. And you know, I'm lucky that they're bringing people too. But you know what I'm saying?
But still,
there should be some way to bridge all of it together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to figure out.
You mentioned earlier about the, this is really important, because I know I went through the same thing as far as balancing out in between 9 to 5 versus whatever your passion is. I think we all kind of go through a struggle of, I know this is what I want, but for whatever reason, I'm not able to translate this into what comes natural to me or what I really enjoy doing. Like, did you make sure that you applied for jobs that were like in your industry, or you made sure that you were around people who were in that industry, so you made sure you had a job in that as you were kind of like balancing out before you took that leap? You know what I'm saying? How were you able to navigate and make sure that you weren't just like, I'm gonna say wasting time as far as doing like some third party type of thing just to make money to make sure you could do what you wanted to do?
I kind of tried to pick things that were like I knew I wouldn't want a future in. Actually, you know, I did the opposite. Like I just picked something I knew like in the back of my mind, this is gonna be temporary, no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nothing where I'm gonna like trying to get a raise and
Right.
move up in the company or something like.
Yeah.
Like you know, I had no interest in that. You know what I'm saying? It was just something I know I could leave easily when I felt the time was right.
Right.
That's how I've always.
I mean, if you can remember, did you really have a conversation with yourself to say that, all right, I need to make sure that that isn't right? Did you make sure that when you were going through all right, I need to make money, but I also need to make sure that I do what I want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you make sure that, and this is more so literal, did you make sure that you were hanging around people who were in that industry and like asked them like, hey, are you guys hiring? Or like, y'all da 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 at that time?
No.
Or was it more so that you went on Indeed.com or something like that and say, hey, engineering jobs or da 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 da? Like, how'd you make sure you stayed in that realm so you didn't like lose your sanity essentially?
No, that was kind of getting into that was kind of like a necessity for you know the people that hired me as far as like engineering and stuff like that. You know, when I went to school, I went to Full Sail. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how I got like.
Well, they're expensive. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Look at my face.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Still.
Yeah.
Still feeling that. Still feeling the effects of that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I always had like a foundation in that. But immediately after I went to school, I got into production. So
Gotcha.
I just kind of left that alone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So then I started kind of getting back into it. I was just doing like home studio stuff for certain people, and I kind of spread the word to somebody who needed an engineer, and that's what kind of got me in the door with studios. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't like, I didn't go through the process I should have went through to like try and get hired by engineers and like do interning and stuff like that.
Right.
Because yeah, I got into the production. Not only that, I finished at school young as hell, and I was also scared as hell to. I was like probably like, I think I graduated college. Well, that college, it's like a private college. Like, it's like 20, maybe 19 or 20 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was also kind of scared to like just take that leap. And that kind of, you know, brings back to what I was saying earlier about the, you know, missing opportunities. That's something I learned, you know what I'm saying? That was something that kind of stuck with me since then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I felt like I kind of started over by myself, and I probably could have got help from the school, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Took that opportunity while it was still fresh. You know what I'm saying? So.
Why were you scared?
I don't know. I was just young, inexperienced. You know what I'm saying? Type of person I am too is, believe it or not, even though I'm like in front of people all the time, I don't like to be on the spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I'm working on stuff, I don't like people behind me watching. I just feel like I'm gonna be judged for doing something a certain way or doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I didn't have the confidence, the self-confidence yet. I had the knowledge, but I didn't have the self-confidence yet.
How'd you build the confidence?
I guess just going through it.
Over and over and over and over, yeah.
Just going through it. And like I said before, people, you know, when things started working and I see that people actually like what I'm doing, that's what kind of gives me the confidence to do stuff.
Gotcha.
You know?
I like it. I definitely like it. You know, this is my awkward pause because I know we have to have an ending to the video.
Right.
So, cool, this is the awkward pause right now.
Word.
So I'm just gonna like just chill. So we have like an awkward pause.
Cool.
That's it. That'll work. I don't have no crazy ending. The
Right.
whole idea, we're just recording now.
Yeah.
The idea is I'm gonna have like a pre-recorded intro and like a pre-recorded outro. So that way at some point you have like a pause and it can like end in between. Until I build up to like having like a, you know, a real like, well, you just sat with Surreal. Oh, no. Like, I don't know how about that right now. So we're just kind of thugging it out until we get to that point. Right now, I don't know what camera we're looking at right now, but, you know, I'm looking at the director, Jay Cannon, over there, like, yo, that's all I got, fam. So I don't know what camera we got going on right now.
Well, thank you for having me.
You don't think even, hey. And matter of fact, here we go. I gave the beginning toast. If you wouldn't mind, give the ending toast of what we toast to.
Oh no, I'm not prepared to that.
Hey, give something. That could be a thing, man. Think about it. Give it a second. Whatever.
All right,
it could be anything, man.
All right. I mean, just to the future.
That'll work. Appreciate that, bro.